Good morning, students. So in our last class from the exercise 6.5, from the question number 3, first 3 questions we have done. So today we have to start from the question number 4, and as you see, the question number 4 is given here like in this way. Find the local maxima and local minima. So already I told local maxima and local minima means this one also we can say maxima and minima. So now here find the local maxima and local minima if any of the following functions. Find also the local maximum and local minimum values as the case may be. And here the question is given, you see the question number 4 here. The question number 4 is given fx equal to sin x minus cos x, and where x is lies between 0 and twice pi. So that means 0 and twice pi means one complete round here, isn't it? So now here the question is given this one, and we have to find out the maximum value and minimum value. So in this question specially we have to apply the second derivative method. Is it clear? So you can use the first derivative, the local maxima and local minima also, but the second derivative test is more comfortable, so that's why we have to use here the second derivative one. Is it clear? So now here after the question, now if you see the solution here now, so the solution is given like in this way here. First of all, you see here the given function is here we consider fx equal to sin x minus cos x, and here also written the range x is lies between 0 and twice pi. First of all, so the first step all of you know, we have to what we have to do, we have to differentiate. So that's why f dash of x, if you differentiate ddx of sin x means cos x, and ddx of cos x means minus sin x, so minus here plus sin x. So f dash of x equal to, we get here cos x plus sin x. After that we have to find out the critical point. For this critical point, what you have to do, we have to write f dash of x equals to 0. As usual, we know this one we have to write. So in place of f dash of x, we have to write now here cos x plus sin x. And now after writing cos x plus sin x, if we shift this cos x to the right hand side, then sin x equal to minus cos x. And then after that, if we cross multiply this cos x, then sin x by cos x, and here in the right hand side remain minus 1. So if sin x or cos x condition, if this type of questions are given, always we have to apply this method. So that means we have to convert into tan x. So now here sin x by cos x means all of you know tan x. So tan x equal to, we get here minus 1. So tan x equal to minus 1 we get. So now here if you see tan x equal to minus 1, and in place of 1 minus we write same, and then in place of 1, this one we have to write 10 pi by 4, because we know the value of 10 pi by 4 is 1. So now here we get minus 10 pi by 4. So now here we need the result minus 10 pi by 4. So according to our ASTC rule, that means in which quadrant 10 positive? 10 is positive in third quadrant and first quadrant, isn't it? So that means we get the result in second quadrant and fourth quadrant. If second quadrant and fourth quadrant if we get, then in this case we get the value of 10 is negative. So that's why here we have to write 2 times. First one is the whole half angle is here up to this, it is pi, and we need in second quadrant, so that's why we have to write pi minus theta here. And in fourth quadrant, when we have to apply, when we need fourth quadrant, then we have to write the complete one round is twice pi, and then some angle minus, then this one simply we write twice pi minus theta. Only for that reason here we write, you see, 10 pi minus theta. 10 pi minus theta means which quadrant? Second quadrant. Second quadrant is 10 negative, so that's why we write minus 10 theta. So if minus 10 theta we get, in place of minus 10 theta also we can write 10 pi minus theta. So in this case the same condition if we apply here, theta means here we write theta means here here what? Pi by 4. So that's why we have to write pi minus theta. That means pi minus pi by 4 we have to write. So that's why in place of minus 10 pi by 4 we write 10 pi minus pi by 4. Is it clear? All of you understood? Now if we calculate this part, then we get 3 pi by 4. So in this case you see here 10x equal to 10 3 pi by 4. Now easily we can compare, and now here x equal to, we get here 3 pi by 4. Is it clear? And we know 3 pi by 4 is lies between 0 and twice pi. Is it clear? Okay, now one more angle is there, which one is the fourth quadrant. So that's why in fourth quadrant what we get, let's say here in this case. So now in fourth quadrant again we write 10x equal to minus 1. Whatever we write earlier, 10x equal to minus 1, and in place of 1 we write pi by 4 and then minus 10 pi by 4. Then 10x equal to minus 10 pi by 4 we write, and now we need the fourth quadrant. So fourth quadrant means twice pi minus theta. So 10 twice pi minus theta means what? Minus 10 theta. So now in this case theta means what? Pi by 4. So what you have to write? Twice pi minus pi by 4 we have to write. So that's why here we write 10 twice pi minus pi by 4. Is it clear? So now in this case if we calculate this one, we get 7 pi by 4. So if we compare, then x equal to 7 pi by 4. So now here if you see two points are, we get x equal to 3 pi by 4, and another one we get x equal to 7 pi by 4. All of you know the name of these 2 points are known as critical points or stationary points. Is it clear? Now in these 2 points we have to verify whether it is maximum or minimum. For that reason what you have to do, first of all what you have to do, one by one we have to put the point and we have to verify, and before this we have to define set the result one more time. So that's why f dash of x equal to cos x plus sin x is there. To apply the second derivative test we have to define set one more time. So that's why ddx of cos x means minus sin x and ddx of sin x is cos x. So if we define set this one more time, so you see here after differentiation we get here f double dash of x equal to minus sin x plus cos x. Is it clear? Now the critical point one by one we have to put. So the first one is when x equal to 3 pi by 4. The first critical point is 3 pi by 4. So in place of this x we have to put 3 pi by 4. And now when we put in place of this x 3 pi by 4, then we write here minus sin 3 pi by 4, and cos is here, cos in place of x we write 3 pi by 4. If we calculate this one 3 pi by 4, that means we have to break this result first. How can we break? 3 pi by 4 means we can write pi minus pi by 4, isn't it? And sine pi minus pi by 4, that means which quadrant? Second quadrant. Second quadrant sine is positive, so already minus is there, so minus we write sine pi by 4. So what is the value of sine pi by 4? 1 by root 2. So simply here when we break this sine 3 pi by 4, then we get the answer is 1 by root 2, and minus is already there. All of you understood this one? Understood or not? So sine 3 pi by 4 separately we have to break and evaluate this result. In class 11 this type of questions are already we have done. So the value of this one is 1 by root 2. So minus is there. And when we break cos 3 pi by 4, then the answer is minus 1 by root 2. So minus 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2. If we calculate, then we get the value is minus root 2. So that means here the value is what? Negative. This one is just the verification. This one is not the value. We need whether it is positive or negative. So it is negative, so that's why less than 0. Less than 0 means when we get less than 0, that means it is maximum. Is it clear? So from here what we have to write? Therefore we have to write fx has maximum value at x equal to 3 pi by 4. Is it clear? Because it is negative, so that's why here we can write fx has maximum value at x equal to 3 pi by 4. But we don't know the maximum value, so that's why now in this case we have to find out the maximum value. And how can we find out the maximum value? This critical point, whatever the critical point we take, this critical point we have to put on the main function. The main function is what? Fx equal to sin x minus cos x, is not it? So there we have to put, and after calculating this one, if you see, the answer is what we get, root 2. So that means from here what we can say, the maximum value of the critical point, this one x equal to 3 pi by 4, the maximum value is we get here root 2. Is it clear? All of you understood this one? So in this way, one more critical point is here, is not it? So now second time we have to find out this critical point, and in this case what you have to write, let's see. So when x equal to 7 pi by 4, again we have to put this one second derivative and minus sine 7 pi by 4 plus cos 7 pi by 4 we write, and then here we have to evaluate this value, and when we break this 7 pi by 4 then we get minus 1 by root 2 and minus minus plus 1 by root 2, and if we break this one then we get 1 by root 2. So 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, ultimately the value is root 2 here. So that means this one is positive value. So our verification is complete here. So when we take the critical point 7 pi by 4, in this case the value is positive. That means we get minimum value. So that's why here the conclusion we write, therefore fx has minimum value at x equal to 7 pi by 4. Is it clear? So now here we have to find out the minimum value. For that reason we have to put this critical point on the main function. So when we put this point on the main function, then f equal to 7 pi by 4 and then sine 7 pi by 4 minus cos 7 pi by 4, and if we evaluate this one we get minus 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2, and ultimately the value we get here minus root 2. Is it clear? This one is our minimum value. So in this question we get two critical points. One is 3 pi by 4 and 7 pi by 4. In 3 pi by 4 we get the maximum value, and the maximum value is root 2, and when we take the critical point 7 pi by 4 then we get the minimum value, and the minimum value is minus root 2. I hope all of you understood this one. So in our next class we have to continue this exercise, and we have to start from question number 5. So if any queries or any doubts are there, then you can ask me. Is it clear? Okay. Thank you.